public that wishes to speak at this time? Public comments are closed. Closed session, are we going to go in on any of the three items on closed session? Yes, all three. All three items. Can I have a motion to adjourn to adjourn to closed session? I'll make the motion. So moved. We have a motion by Director Wallace. You want a second, Director Wood? Yes. Going into closed session at, I don't have a watch. It's 6:43. 5:43. You want to take a vote? All in favor? Closed session at 5:43. All in favor say aye. 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 Any opposed? Passes unanimously. 4 ayes. Okay, we'll go to closed session. Hang up, and we'll meet you there. Dr. Stewart's here. Alfred Wallace is there. Okay, we'll continue then. We came out at closed session at 5:50. 5:50. No reportable action. Opening the regular meeting. Anyone have any public comments they want to make at this particular time? Now is your time. Did you come on? Nope. Go ahead. Can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes, MM1? So moved. Dr. Smith, motion. Moved by Wood, seconded by Deb Stewart. Yes. All in favor say aye. 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 Any opposed? Passes unanimous, 4-0. Can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar CC1 through CC6? So moved. Second, Dr. Stewart. Motion by Wood, seconded by Stewart. All in favor say aye. 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 Opposed? None opposed. 4-0. Presentation, PR1, Water Reclamation Plant Project Update. Ross Smith, you're on.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. The focus of the work at the wastewater treatment plant is the new Biolac Aeration Basin. Since the last meeting, the contractor continued installing the airline that feeds the basin. Approximately 270 feet of stainless steel piping has been welded, installed, pressure tested, and backfilled. They have started to install the motorized valves that control the airflow within the basin and assembled over 200 air diffusers that will release the air once it passes through the valves. Both new airs and blowers have been installed in the blower room, and the contractor is making the final adjustments to attach those blowers to the newly installed airline. The electrical subcontractor is also on site focusing on the Biolac Basin by completing the installation of the panel that controls the basin's automatic valves. We are nearing completion on this construction project, and I was notified today that the contractor received the final shipment of parts to complete the project.
I guess on next Monday, there'll be a meeting with the sewer committee, and they can maybe go in a little bit deeper, and you can explain more to them, what's going on with that particular project. But do any directors have any questions for Brock at this point? No, not at this time. All right. Presentation number 2, demonstration garden. The presenter was Rick Webb. Do we want to table that, or is somebody going to speak to that? I will give a couple comments in regard to that. I don't know a lot of what Rick had in mind. However, the demonstration garden that he envisions is a community garden. And having a community garden, a place where people can go and grow their vegetables and things such as that, is his vision. We have properties that we could do that on. and not impede a lot of our area. For instance, the one up on Fell Site, it's just sitting there. We could clear off a spot where people could go and do their community garden boxes, things like that, I think is what he's envisioning. So with that, I'll just give that brief presentation and let him fill us in more when he comes on the line or at a subsequent meeting. So we'll continue this maybe to the next meeting and add it to the next agenda. Okay. Any directors have any questions that you want to ask Steve in relationship to what he knows about the demonstration garden?
No, I've got no questions.
Okay, director's report. Director Stewart, what's happening in your life?
Playing catch up for the last 2 weeks. I was a part of the crew assembling the COVID hospital, or the field hospital at AV to accept more people. As some people know, that the hospital is, I'm not saying overwhelmed, but is at capacity. So I assisted in a week-long construction with a Christian organization called Samaritan's Purse that assembled a 70-bed hospital. From my last report, I heard that they already had 40 people into it within a week. So some people don't believe this pandemic's real, but after seeing that, there's no question in my mind that people need to make sure they're maintaining this social distancing, washing their hands regularly, and wearing the masks. And that's all I got.
Have you been by AV Hospital to see what Samaritan's Purse has been doing there? I've heard some really good things about that. Are you aware of it?
So there's 6 tents that, as I remember, they hold 10 beds. It's absolutely amazing. They've got full showers, and it's a mobile X-ray unit that will come out, and then they can X-ray the people for, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, for whatever they need to. So, yeah, we were out there for about a week putting that together. So I think they still have some people in the city working there.
Yeah, I understand it's really helped the hospital out as far as people being able to get into the hospital that weren't before. Now the Samaritan's Purse is picking up some of that outside.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It's a pleasure to be a part.
Yeah. Director Wood.
Just want to say welcome to everybody, and it looks like numbers are starting to improve, starting to get down. But like I've said before, that we've got to keep our vigilance up on this and continue to do our part to make sure that we're not the cause of the spread. And also, for a future agenda item, I talked to Steve about this a little bit earlier today, but I have received a lot of complaints, and a lot of people have been complaining about the service that we're getting from Waste Management since Ben's retired and sold the business. And I think the frustrating part is that I've had to deal with it myself, and you're talking to somebody in Texas, and there's no local access. And so I would like to bring it back to a future agenda item, or maybe have it assigned to a committee or something, but I would like to bring back to a discussion looking at ways that we can be a local, somehow establish a local voice for the community, getting service that they need and being a service to the community in that way. So I would like to explore this further and throw some ideas out there. So if we could get that on an agenda.
Would that be something that would go to a committee first, or the board?
Yeah, I would like to see it come to a board so we get some discussion, and then at that point it'd be up to the board's discretion to think. It'll probably end up going to committee to get things hammered out, but maybe the board can give some direction or some input into it. So I'd like to at least get it out there for discussion to where we can look at some options.
You took my thunder. I was going to report that in my report, and I think a couple of the options that we have is to discuss it amongst our board and then refer it to the RMAC, because they're the direct voice to the county supervisor. If Waste isn't doing their job, which we have a lot of complaints on our street, I know, and if they're not doing their job, then the Department of Waste Management for Kern County needs to know, and our voice to the supervisor to get that communicated is the RMAC. If we don't get any satisfaction or change in the community by going that direction, then it might be who the board of directors of the RCSD to explore taking on the charge of waste collection in the community of Roseman and contract that out. It could have some beneficial things for the district in doing so, but at least the people would have somebody to contact locally in the event that they had a problem.
I don't know when it began with the new housing tracts, but most of them now pay for the for the trash pickup in their home payment.
That began in 2003.
So I would say easily half of the residents of Roseman pay for that through their
mandatory collection,
through their property tax.
Yeah, they wouldn't even pick it up at the church.
Yeah. And trying to get somebody, like Greg said, is almost impossible.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah. Our street, and Al and I live on the same street. When Benz was here, they picked it up on the same day, at the same time.
Yeah.
Very consistent. And with these guys, I think our route is around 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening.
Sometimes it's later than that.
And then, or later, and then we've had them here just in the last 2 weeks, at 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's kind of hard to catch them.
Well, they had that other truck the other night, and he come back and started picking people's up, and what it was, the other driver missed them all.
He didn't get mine.
And this driver, he picking them up, and he was apologizing to the people. But the driver missed a lot of them. And my wife, she's upset because our truck's can't piece of junk. Lid's falling off.
So,
and the thing is, and the reality is that with this going on and getting so widespread with the complaint, we all know that us, the RCSD, and the RMAC are the two local arms of representation in the community. And that's who the community is going to be looking to for some kind of resolution or some kind of remedy when their frustration, because if I'm feeling the frustration and you are all feeling the frustration, everybody's feeling it. And so, as a community service district, it's our job to see potential problems going on in the community and coming up with a solution before it becomes a real problem or a bigger problem.
all right, then our general manager will pursue that, and Greg, you probably can pursue it also on your own with the people that you know on the REMAC.
Yes, I've already reached out to them.
Okay. Anything else, Greg?
No, that's all I have.
Director Wallace?
Well, I want to say I've been really busy today, but I want to say since I've been back on this board, I've really enjoyed being with you guys. Really, I've enjoyed it. And the COVID thing, several of my friends, the guy John Ferrandini, you know him.
Yeah.
His daughter got it. But anyway,
That's basically all. He's the director of the band. And he's a good one too. Yeah.
Who is that?
Meeting out at South Dakota at the high school. I want to take advantage of what Director Wallace just said. He said he really enjoys being back with us. I think he's just speaking about me.
Yeah, because you're the only one here.
But Woods was there one time. All right. First, I want to thank Brock. You really got onto the graffiti. We had some really graffiti over the last month or so, especially along the freeway. And I really appreciate how quick you guys get onto that stuff when you see it.
I do too. I think that's a great thing that they take care of that. I told somebody the other day, I said the water district takes care of that.
Yeah.
And I said you don't see a lot of it in our town.
And I just wanted to say well done.
Yeah, amen.
And I'm going to read a short little thing here about the high-speed rail. The High-Speed Rail Authority design build contractor California Rail Builders today announced the completion of the Garces Highway Viaduct north of the city of Wasco in Kern County. The viaduct, which will carry the high-speed rail over the Garces Highway, is the second structure completed in Package 4. They're moving along with the easy parts, I guess you could say.
I think it's the second project in Package 4, first project in Kern County.
Yeah. So it's coming, and it's probably like you've said, Steve. It's probably coming right to Tehachapi, and that'll be a stall, or not Tehachapi, but Alarvin maybe out there. Yeah. And I'd like you to speak to the public relations that we have in the drone they did of the water bank, Willow Springs Water Bank. Steve, you brought that up. I don't remember where we were. You were talking about that, but they really did a good presentation for the JPA, and they really appreciated being able to see what the water bank looks like right now with the drone.
Yeah, Dave and Tom went out and did a aerial video of the water bank. We had interest by the semi-tropic folks in regard to what it looked like. And when we drove out there and toured it, it was Will Boschman, and he was impressed and wanted to get some photographs. Well, my camera, I wasn't prepared, but my camera on my phone just didn't do it justice. So Dave and Tom, our consultants, went out, flew it, photographed it, did a wonderful job, and they were extremely impressed, all of the bodies in the JPA.
Yeah, the JPA really thought it was a good job. Money well spent.
Right.
Is what they basically said. That's all I have. General Counsel update. Any update from our General Counsel?
Nothing to report today.
Thank you, sir. Steve Perez, General Manager update.
Well, I had the issue of waste management. However, one of the things I wanted to touch on is the board here at the district has been trying their best to do things for the community. And one of the things that we are experiencing in today's world of legislative changes is how we can do business. And they're making it more and more difficult for us to try to do good things for our community based on prevailing wage. What people can afford to pay and still do something with the district. And in looking at some of the new laws, Brock and I and John sat in a seminar and were shocked to believe or find out that our lease properties and everything else are subject to prevailing wage. And any adjustments to that, if they don't pay the going rate for their lease. So that puts us in a bad position. I have one other rabbit up my sleeve, and that is hopefully trying to find out if we do a public-private partnership, if we could do something and be able to do it equitably for the community. So I'm going to be looking into that, and that's all I have to report on it.
So this is almost the third run at trying to get the Historical Society into that building.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Not down yet, so I'm going to check it out. I'm researching that part as we speak.
All right. And I guess keep Gretchen aware of what you're trying to do. Yes.
Gretchen and I were going to meet yesterday, but the schedule got messed up because of the snow, and we're scheduled to talk on Monday to reschedule.
Is she in charge of that?
Yeah, and I've redone the lease agreement, so we'll be going over some of the highlights of that and see if that works for the Historical Society. So hopefully before we meet again, I'll have information regarding what we can and can't do.
All right, thank you. Assistant General Manager, Lizette, is she on?
I don't think so. She had an appointment.
Okay. Director of Public Works, Mr. Houghton.
Yes, thank you. The Public Works Department has completed the meter reading, and I'm not sure if the board is aware of the fact that we've had a little issue. We found out a couple of months ago that during our meter reading that some of our drive-by radio reads weren't picking up. We contacted the manufacturer and found out that it was roughly 1,200 of our meters that they were aware of were in a bad batch. So the Public Works Department and office staff have been actually having to go out and read over 1,000 of these meters by hand, flipping the lids and entering the data on the computers. We've identified the problem. The new parts are on their way, but it might be another month or two before we get these installed. So the billing has been very challenging for the district staff. Also, the wastewater treatment plant, as you heard Brock in his presentation earlier, the new aeration basin is being done by the contractors. Our staff is currently working on the existing aeration basin, taking apart all the diffusers, cleaning out all the diffusers, and they're putting them all back together. And they're waiting on parts. It's roughly 2 weeks, and they'll have the liner material in. Will be coming in, and the contractor will install that liner and all the new irrigation parts. And other than that, business as usual.
John, in relationship to the malfunction with the meters, do we get any kind of a financial benefit from the fact that it was their problem?
No, but we did purchase an extended warranty for 10 more years at a reduced rate. So these meters will be guaranteed for another 10 years.
So that was kind of a trade-off for the problems that we had.
Yes, they gave us the warranty at a reduced rate for the extended warranty.
And all the replacement parts to fix the meter. Yeah, they're free.
Yeah. So we'll get lots of experience on putting in those replacement parts, huh?
Well, how long does it take to fix one meter when you get the parts?
We're roughly estimating, because it's just a register, 3 to 5 minutes per meter.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you don't have to pull the whole meter out or anything. You just have to pull a pin out, replace the register, and put a pin back in. So it should go rather quickly. You anticipate having
my house. Was one of those my house?
I don't believe so.
All right, thank you. Rob, you're back on. Public Works Manager update.
Thank you, sir. Since July of 2019, district staff has been working with the Kern County to update the county.
Also, kudos to John and Brock and his team in putting this together. Because of their work and their tenacity staying on top of this, we're able to capture over $100,000 of revenue monies that we would have otherwise lost without putting in for this reimbursement. So hats off to both you guys and your crews and for doing such a good job to save the district a lot of money.
Any directors have any questions for Brock?
I just want to say thank you, Brock, for your tenacity on this, and you too, John, for staying on top of this and the district a lot of money.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any director have any future agenda item that you want to bring up at this point? All right, then here a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Had a motion by Wallace and a second by Wood.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
None opposed. We're adjourned at 6:27.
You know, Steve, sometimes my brain don't work real well, it seems like. But you talking about them generators, they run off of natural gas